What do you need from me?
Okay, it doesn't work. So that's nice. All right, well, YouTube and Facebook are live. I'll be on TikTok live. And I'll be on Instagram.
We're live now.
Yeah. Okay.
Did we get the Zoom over to the staff?
No, I have the link copied. I just
But it
didn't
needs
know
to
how
get going.
into your Google Chat.
Well, send me the link.
It's copied on your keyboard, so if you hit Command V, it'll.
I don't know how to do it. It's not helping me.
Okay. How do you get your sales channel?
It's copied onto my keyboard.
Yeah. You just have to paste it.
Or it's just my mail. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. We're going live at VetComm. Okay, as I fumble around over here, Veteran Universe. Could this be more annoying? There we go. So good. Okay.
Okay, we gotta wait for people to trickle in.
Is that what they're doing? They're trickling.
Trickling.
You trickling?
Ooh, I feel like this.
Trickle, trickle, trickle.
Let me take
Love
this.
that.
That's for you.
No, just gotta
Are
make
you done with your
sure.
coffee?
I am done with my coffee. Thank you so much.
Is there blood on this?
All right, we're live. You have your claims review on the 29th. Love to hear that. And here's to you. Soda, of course. Oh, that's tasty. That's a tasty soda. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Boom. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I only have a very short period of time to be live today because I have a town hall to host. Very important stuff for America. All right, we'll let everybody hop in. I'm going to get the staff on the line here. There we go. Zoom meeting link, copy. I am live at all. I am live. Got to get all my peeps on. It's very important that we have our peeps with us. Is TikTok live?
Yes.
TikTok. Hello. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. We're going live at VetComm. When are we going to record that? We keep asking like we're going to, but we haven't.
Yeah.
I feel it's needed at this point.
Yeah.
I can't continue to have to be responsible for hitting the notes. We are live. Okay. Very good. All right. Is anybody on yet? Or am I talking to myself? I see a couple people over here. Got some peeps coming on. Remind me at exactly 3:30 I have to hop off. We have exactly 23 minutes. We don't have any time to F about, if you will. We have no time for that. None of that will be happening. Okay. Do you need to get on my TikTok on here? All right. Veterans. Kate Monroe, CEO of VetComm. So excited to be live with you today. As you know, every week we try to go live and answer your questions and illuminate things to you and help you get off the bench and out of the trench and going toward your target of getting rated, because it's my feeling that you likely would not be here watching stuff about getting rated if you weren't trying to get rated, right? Like you have better things to do. I don't, because this is what I do, but you probably have better things to do than be on with me. So it's my feeling if you are here, it's because you are trying to get information about what you should be doing with your rating. So the first thing that you want to do with your rating is go get rated. Like if you're sitting there at home and you're underrated or you've never filed and you're like, should I do it? Yes. So let's just start there. Everyone watching me today, you should be getting rated. You should be getting everything that you are owed. So that's step number one. Step number two is deciding the way in which you want to get rated. So do you want to do it yourself? Many of you have tried that. It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. I did it myself, but it took me 11 years total time, almost 14 actually to get to 100. I don't recommend it. I'm a pretty successful lady, and I've helped a lot of generals, and it was even hard for them to get rated by themselves, because you're like, you don't know what you don't know. It's like, what does this letter mean? Who should I go see? What, right? So you can do it yourself. Then you could go to a free service, and that's fine. We're not the organization that's going to stand in your way if you want to go use a free service. I would just tell you that there's a big difference between free and costly. Right? So it might be free. Yeah, you didn't pay out of your pocket to go and get rated for them to do the paperwork. But because they don't coach you and you become, just a piece of paper on their desk, You're not going to get the care and attention you need and the training you need to go and win. It could cost you everything. So let's say you use a free service and you get anywhere from $170 to $300 a month. And you go, well, it was free for me to get rated. Well, was it? What if VetComm got you $1,000, $2,000, $4,000 a month and you only paid a one-time fee for that? And we got you lifetime income of 10x. So you have to discern between what is free and what is costly. Okay. So it could be very costly to do it for free. The other way you could do it, there's like all the F words. Okay. There's 3 big F words when it comes to VA ratings. There's free, then there's fee, which is us, and then there's fleece. And I would say fleece is all the people that are charging you $5,000 to $15,000 to do something. They're going to basically send you an email and you're going to do all the work, and then they're going to collect a check from you. And they're going to harass you to literal death, and you're going to owe them more than just your back pay. Sometimes your back pay is not even enough to pay the bill. You end up on a payment plan, which is insane. That should not be happening. Okay. And then there's fee. Okay. So we take one-time fee. We're very transparent with what we charge here. And I'm going to tell you why we charge up front, and then we'll move on and answer these questions. Okay. So we are the least amount that you could pay to do this for a fee. So we charge $11.97 one time, and you keep all your back pay. If you don't have $11.97, we do 3 payments of $500, or we have 6 payments of $350. I will tell you, the 6 payments of $350 is going away at the end of this month. We haven't had veterans pay us too well on those 6-month plans. So if that's something that you need to do, you might want to jump in right now. But we have those 3 payment plans. We also have a guarantee. Have you ever had a conversation with someone that's going to guarantee that you are going to be successful, or they're willing to give you your money back? So if we fail on round 1, we're going again for free on round 2. If after that we still fail, which we don't, let's say that you're like the only person that got bit by a shark in our waters, then we would go a 3rd round, which is your choice, or you could get your money back. I don't know who would do that much work for you. So at VetComm, what we really do is you're going to take a strategy call either during the live or after the live. So you're going to take us up on a free strategy call. Okay. That person's going to do kind of a top down, from the head to the feet, inside and out in your mental health, and give you a determination on what do you think that you want to get rated for. We'll ask you some questions, help you, find some things you never thought of, and give you what percentage we think you should be. Then we're going to offer you to work with VetComm and give you a little strategy. If you choose to work with VetComm, which half of the veterans that talk to us do, so half of every veteran, 1 out of every 2 people that we talk to decide to work with us because we guarantee our results. We're going to make your intent to file with you on Zoom. We're going to make your claim with you while you watch. We're going to send you a recap email, upload all of your evidence, help you get your DBQs if you need, your buddy letters and your lay statements together. Then we're going to prepare you for your CMP exam prep starting next week. This is a revolutionary thing we have. Starting next week, you can get CMP exam prep here at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. 5 days a week. So you will never be waiting on us to give you CMP exam prep. You'll be able to jump in with your fellow veterans, get prepped any day of the week. So you could jump in 3 or 4 days in a row. If you feel like you missed something, you can get in at 9 and at 3 starting on Monday this next week. So very exciting stuff there. And we're going to basically babysit this entire process, guarantee that you win. Okay. So I'm going to get in here and I'm going to answer some of the questions that I see, and then I'll flip it to you guys that are in the room helping me. So what's a success for claiming sleep apnea direct versus secondary? So our success versus the universe's success is going to be 2 different things. I will tell you though, in August, that sleep apnea thing, stomach issues and mental health is going to get a change. If you have a CPAP machine, they're going to want to rate you. They'll say, yeah, you have sleep apnea. It is our fault, but you have a CPAP machine. So we're going to give you a 0. Like, we're going to give you a rating, but we're not going to pay you for it. So if I were you, I'd get going immediately. We don't like to do sleep apnea as a direct because it's very rare that you would get directly, because it is an event driven, right? It's typically due to an exposure or mental health or sinusitis or rhinitis or a bunch of other things. It's an easier pathway to attach it to something else. That's my answer there. Hello, you guys got me an additional, where are we here? 10%, so getting 50%, but only getting paid for 40. Why? I still have a few in pending currently. David Torres, if I were you, I'd write in right now to the chat 858-360-2227 and ask somebody on the line if they can take a look at what's going on in your record. I have 3 VA appointments next week, but I have my first claim filing with you the week after. Any pointers coaching needed before my appointment. So before your claim appointment, before the actual filing appointment, whatever evidence you already possess, have that handy. So if you have medical records inside or outside of the military, you've already thoughtfully, and I would tell you guys this, if you're trying to get a buddy letter written, you could literally get in ChatGPT, type up a bunch of stuff. It'll make you a letter. You can send it to your buddy, get it signed. You can make a lay statement in 5 seconds on ChatGPT. When we get it, we're going to edit it for you before we upload it. But really bring you your good attitude, your memory, and any records that you have. That's all the work that you need to do. Do you help get my records 90 to 94, Navy vet? We will point you in the direction of getting your records, but we don't need your records because you have to think, where are my records coming from? If I was to ask for my records, I'm asking the VA to send me my records, which means they have the records to send you. So if you know that there's a piece of evidence in your record, you don't have to have it handy. You don't even have to have it in your record. We're going to claim it anyway because we're going to put the correct things in that box on VA.gov. And we are going to tell a good enough story and prepare you and pass the AI muster that lives in that box and get you an appointment. So I wouldn't worry too much about the evidence, but we can help you get those records. Can active duty service members hire VetComm for BDD? We do it all the time. We absolutely crush BDD claims. We help people over WhatsApp all around the world. So if you're transitioning, you can look at us for 2 things. 1, help with your BDD claim, but 2, we have a skill bridge program and we are hiring here at VetComm. How can a CMP examiner, contractor, VA doctor deny service connection rationale if they haven't reviewed your entire service treatment record? Why would a VA rater accept that? A lot of times, so the VA works like a slinky. They're like super busy and slammed, and then they're not. And then they're busy and slammed, and then they're not. If you happen to get in at a time when they're super busy and slammed, you could have ended up getting a little shuffled through the mess and like move you along. That's why we offer the guarantee that we offer. We know sometimes we can't control what the VA does. Sometimes they will not do the right thing. That's why we go again. That's why you get the kind of help that we offer, because you may get denied the first time that you go through. We're going to go back. We're going to come up with a new strategy, do a supplemental claim, do something else. We're not just going to give up. Okay. Does VetComm Skill Bridge program offer telework or in-person options for training and potential employment? Yes, we do. We employ people all over the country in 18 states. Almost none of them, hardly any of them work here. Like 3 or 4. Most everybody works in one of 18 states that we employ people. Do you use my login for VA.gov? Patrick asked. So you're going to be logging in on your side. So we'll be sharing keyboard so you can retain your VA.gov login. If you're denied, what's the best course to travel, supplemental or higher claim? Always a supplemental, in my opinion, if you're trying to get rated in a timely manner. A higher level review, to me, 1, takes a very long time. It's going to wear you out, and you don't get to introduce new evidence. So if you didn't have the evidence together and you didn't do a great job in your CMP, you basically said, I don't believe you. I want to talk to your manager. Well, how often does talking to somebody's manager really get you what you want in life, especially when you're talking about where there's all this kind of camaraderie that they have there? So they'll look and go, nope, no new evidence. Whereas a supplemental claim, we can introduce any new piece of evidence. I once helped a guy who's 88 years old on a supplemental claim for his PTSD, and he had said that he had been in a typhoon. I took the time through microfiche on the internet to find an article about this, and we did a supplemental claim, and he won. So you got to find people that have a good strategy and are willing to do the actual legwork to help you win. Thank you. You got me 70% first time around. Trying for 80 now. I'd highly recommend your service. Thank you, Edward Botto. Appreciate you. I signed up, claim at step 3. CMPs are done. Sent y'all my personal buddy statements at first Zoom. Have another scheduled. Y'all need medical records, and should they be redacted? They don't need to be redacted now. I literally have to be honest with anybody who's watching this. I'm not a veteran, but I have no respect for any of you who have decided to straight up back this country like this woman has. I'm letting you know, take advantage of this. You're literally saying no to what you deserve. I appreciate you, David. That's great. You know, people should get not only what they deserve, and I kind of want to address that really quickly. So a lot of veterans think that you have to deserve your benefits. But then if it has to be deserved, sometimes you first have to think you deserve it, right? So now we got to pass step 1 of you thinking you deserve it. Then you got to hope, because this is your ideology, that the person who talks to you hopes that you deserve it, where in reality, you're just owed it. If we just sweep off all that do we deserve it or not stuff, or hey, I'm going to leave it for my buddy, or I'm going to leave it for these other heroes that served in a different way than me, you might not ever reach your own version of do I deserve it. Whereas if you are owed it, like if you got in a car accident, someone rear-ended you, and your intention was to sue them, you'd keep going till you won because you would feel like you were owed the money. Okay, so let's just get on to that sort of owed ideology. Do you have questions for me?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Daniel from TikTok asks, if I was denied a few years ago and I just found evidence, can I file again?
You could have been denied 10 times and file again. Let's get you filed. What I want everybody to do, because I have limited time today, I have exactly 10 more minutes to be on with you. I hate that because I love to be on with you. But if you want to write in free claim review to 858-360-2227. Someone is live right now to get you set up with a free call. Sometimes people are on the call. They already have the call while I'm still going live. So if you're here, it's because you need the help. And if we're willing to talk to you for free, you should probably take us up on it. This isn't a hostage situation. So if you don't want to use our services, don't. But if you get off the phone with us, you might realize, oh, hey, maybe I should get going, whether you want to do it for free or with us. Okay. I have a claim that went into step 7, final review yesterday, deferred for clarification. Any idea what's going on? Sometimes they just need to go back and button up one thing. It might have got to the final person. They looked at it and went, I don't see the piece of evidence they're talking about. So they might just be doing a day's worth of digging. I wouldn't worry about that. If you're in step 7, you're very close to adjudication, probably within a week or two.
Eli from TikTok asks, do you help or do you assist with MST claims?
Oh my God. We got the MST question early today. I was training CMP exam prep yesterday with our claim staff, and we got talking about MST. And many of you, if you've seen my content, know that I was assaulted in the military. And assaulted is a nice way to say the R word, right? That we can't say or we'll get shut down because God forbid you talk about anything ugly on the internet. It is our mission, really, to help you be made whole and get you what you are owed for that tragedy. You would be surprised that a very high number, even of male military members, are assaulted in some way. And I think that we make per capita more MST claims than anyone else. It makes me emotional even thinking about it. I would hate for you to sit by yourself for even 5 more minutes not getting the help that you are owed because you were assaulted. That's just a very ugly thing to go through. And every single person in my company is trained to talk to you about that. We know that you may get emotional. You know, it's an emotional thing. We have many male veterans that it's the first time they've ever told anybody. You know, I had a buddy of mine, I was the first person he ever told, and his wife happened to walk in the room and she didn't know he had been assaulted. So, you know, we realize things are heavy and they have gravity, and we want to give it the respect that it's owed. And if you're facing that, I would love to help you. In fact, if you want to say, talk to Kate about MST, if you want to put that in your text, I'd be happy to speak to you. 858-360-2227. Have another one?
Yeah. On a less heavy note, does Trump's new bill change what will happen to our applications or percentage given to us?
The bill doesn't address anything that has anything to do with ratings at all. For the most part, it's trying to, from their perspective, trying to push forward things that many of the people who voted for him, like him or not, you might not be on his team, but he is the president right now, and he's trying to push forth his agenda, mainly national security. So a lot of it had to do with border protection. But I have met with Doug Collins personally, and the man is a chaplain, and anybody who served, you know that the heart of a chaplain is very different than of any other service member. And I can tell you, for the 3 hours that I sat with this man, he asked me no less than 50 questions about how they could make life easier for you and how they could shorten the time distance for you and how we could just make your lives easier. So in my opinion, this administration is going to be good for you, whether they're your brand or not. They certainly are leaned into veterans and active duty military personnel.
Matt from TikTok says, I heard the upcoming mental ratings are easier to get a higher rating than the current criteria. What are your thoughts?
I don't believe that that is true, that it's going to be easier to get a higher rating. I don't know if you've ever seen anywhere where the VA is trying to pay you more. Let's imagine that the VA is an insurance company. Do you think that insurance companies ever sit in a boardroom and go, hey, how can we pay out more claims? No, they never do that. They are sitting all the time. I have been in many of these meetings in Washington with these lawmakers. They are trying to optimize how to pay out the least possible. Anytime I see a change coming, we want you to get going and get ahead of it. Now, if it comes and it's in your favor, great. They have to go with the higher of the two. So if it turns out that it's better, then it's better. If it turns out that it's not, it's a good thing that we got, at least the intent in for it now. So either way, you're going to get one of two, whichever is the highest. But this isn't something we want to sleep on, because if it's a difference between 50 and 70 or 30 and 70, we don't want to chance it. Okay. Anything else? Because I have a bunch in front of me.
Yeah. When a claim is deferred and a CMP is redone, can you submit any missing evidence that wasn't there?
Not when they're deferred, no. Because you likely have already, they're likely deferred for adjudication. They're not necessarily deferred. You might have already gone to CMP exams, and what they have said is, we have enough information to rate you on a few of these things, but we have not got this in front of the last person that's going to put their stamp on it yet, just because we're backlogged. So we're going to defer those and rate you for these now. If those end up getting declined or are not enough, we can ask for a higher rating, or we can do a supplemental claim. Let me answer a couple of these. I'm currently doing my claim, and I was told I have deployments not being showed for my Terra. Okay. So what you're saying is you're trying to do your claim now, and there's certain things that did not get into your record. Some of these might not be in your medical record. Maybe they're in your service record, and maybe you served with some other people we can pull together some buddy statements for. If I were you, I'd write in 858-360-2227, and let's have a more candid conversation about that. Can you give me an answer to this question? I have an intent to claim the VA, but my intent expires on July 19th. The next claim Zoom is August 13th. Can I get someone to check on that date? David Fettis. Any of you that are on the Zoom with me, please look up David Fettis, Fettis. Let's have somebody reach out to him. David, can you also write into our chat, 858-360-2227? That way someone can reach out to you and we can get you in earlier. We're not going to let your July 19th expire. So we'll get you an emergency appointment, but write in right now. I have a question regarding my spouse. She currently going through the med process. How does the military rate disability? The DOD side, are they referred conditions and unfit rated? JMD Millie, this is a more complicated question, and I have 4 minutes left, and I don't want to get derailed. Write in, and we can discuss it. 858-360-2227. Can you explain the PACT Act? Yes, I can explain the PACT Act. So the PACT Act was a piece of legislation passed by Congress, something that they were very proud of passing. There's good and there's bad things about the PACT Act. It basically said if you served here when doing these particular jobs, there are presumptive claims. So a lot of these people that thought they couldn't get rated for any of these claims for decades and decades, they made it possible for you to get rated for them. But they didn't add any new adjudicators. They didn't add more people to help go through these. So what's happened is a lot of people think they have PACT Act claims, and they're thinking I need to get in a registry and I need to do in order to have this perfect PACT Act claim. PACT Act claims are made the same way regular claims are made. We make PACT Act claims all day long. They're made exactly the same way. They're just going to look at when and where you served and decide if it's presumptive. So if you're sitting over there thinking you got to do some special thing for the PACT Act, you don't. The special thing you should do is talk to us so we can put a plan together. 858-360-2227. Tell us about your employees, vets, or ex-raters. So our employees, we have 176 employees. I would say 30% of them are veterans. 10% of them are on SkillBridge, so they're actually active duty military personnel. We employ a lot of military spouses here. The CEO and the CTO of the company are both Marine Corps veterans, so all of them are trained. We do have people that are VA employees, ex-VSOs, but they would tell us, everybody that was a VSO before has told us the way you guys make claims is way more efficient. And I see now why you guys get people more, because you do stuff that I was like hand tied, I couldn't do. And they feel like, hey, now that I work at VetComm, I'm actually helping veterans. So we have 2 minutes left. Let's see. Welcome to the live, Tyler. Is there any other questions before I kind of wrap up?
One more question. How long do higher LVL reviews take? They messed up my effective date, so I don't get my back pay. IVI?
They,
Higher level review.
HLR. I mean, if I were you, I would call the VA's catch-all number 800-827-1000. The VA's catch-all number is 800-827-1000. If you are currently in some process with the VA and you're like, hey, what's going on? It's been a while. Call that catch-all number and ask them, like, what's going on? Okay, and figure that out. So before I hop off, I'm hopping off now. I'm about to get on. I'm about to get on this town hall that I'm hosting. Again, if you're here, it's because you need help. Because if you didn't need help, you go do something else, right? You'd be like having a drink right now, not this boring drink I'm drinking. You'd be doing something fun with your friends or watching Netflix. You wouldn't be doing this, okay? So if you need help, and I see some of your names, you've been on here multiple times, I'm going to tell you what to do because I love you. I want you to text in right now, free claim review or text in help. I don't care what you text in because all my staff who loves you is sitting here waiting to talk to you, and you need to write in 858-360-2227. And a lot of you are saying, I need you guys to answer my questions. What you need to do is do what I just told you to do. And somebody will pick up the phone and call you live and they will answer all of your questions. Okay. 858-360-2227. Let's get it done. Let us not sleep at the wheel. No more sitting on the bench. No more being in the trench. We're going to run toward what we are owed. Anyway, I love you guys. I wish I could have answered more questions, but next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. So toodaloo.